I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that thumbnail might be clickbait. You might be thinking, what in the hell does Hove have to teach me about crypto? What could Jay-Z possibly teach me about cryptocurrency or cryptography or any such things? Well, this ain't no clickbait. I'm going to explain to you, and I'm going to show and prove how right now Hove is on top of his crypto game, particularly when it comes to his investments and whatnot. But I'm even going to take it a step further, and I'm going to show you how Hove was teaching us about cryptography almost 2 decades ago. So rock with me. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, pun intended, you're probably aware that Jay-Z has made headlines recently for his investments and his involvement in different aspects of the crypto game. And, we'll take a look at that right now. So we know that he joined forces with Jack Dorsey and they announced a Bitcoin fund to basically promote blockchain innovation in Africa and in India. And then reading, some of this article, it says, and this was, back in February of 2021, Bitcoin's big week got bigger with an announcement from rapper Jay-Z and Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. The pair are establishing a Bitcoin development fund. Dorsey tweeted the news Friday, writing that, they're taking applications for a blind irrevocable trust focused on Africa and India. He promises that there will be zero direction from himself and Jay-Z, and that the partners are searching, for 3 board members. The important piece here is that Dorsey and Jay-Z are investing 500 Bitcoin into the project. And at the time this was written in February, it was worth $23 million. So, that's substantial. It's also on brand, for both of them. So, another thing, that Jay-Z was in the news for, is, he hit the headlines because, along with Charles Schwab, Jay-Z invested in alchemy. Most people don't even know what alchemy is. But let me just read a little bit of this, and then I'll give you, the tie-in of where, alchemy is really, sort of like the man behind the man type of thing. So the behind the scenes blockchain startup Alchemy, which powers 70% of the top applications on Ethereum, is stepping into the public eyes as it opens its services to any company or developer looking for tools to build smart contract based projects. Now, smart contracts is near and dear to my heart. I'll get you guys up to speed on smart contracts if you're not already, at a different time a little bit later. But anyway, founded in 2017 by Vishwanathan and Joe Lau, Alchemy until now is operated in private mode, where customers had to apply to use its software developer tools. They're both from Stanford University, and they were, big in the database game. And I think I've explained, if you've seen some of my other videos, blockchain is really a big database, and smart contracts are very much like stored procedures in a database. So, if you've got a database background, that kind of lends itself to blockchain. But anyway, it goes on to say that they've since gone on to create a firm that counts as investors Duncan Niederauer, Charles Schwab, John Hennessy, Jay-Z, Jerry Yang, and Will Smith, of all people. So anyway, this is something that most people don't even know about. They're real deep in the crypto game. And Jay-Z was one of their early investors. So that just lets you know, like, Jay-Z is hip to stuff, the trends before they start happening. Now, this headline right here, I just brought this in just to let you know what alchemy is about. Like, Dapper Labs is the creator of NBA Top Shot. And to read this quote, down here, it basically says that, one, alchemy is the backbone of a large portion of the $42 billion DeFi marketplace, and is partnering with Flow, which was developed by Dapper Labs, who built NBA Top Shots. And that's the NBA Top Shot is the program that has the most transactions in the NFT space. It says that the latter accounts for more transactions than all other NFT projects combined, according to Dapper CEO. Now, Dapper is the creator of CryptoKitties, and that was the first NFT game that sort of went bonkers, on the internet and on blockchain. And Alchemy helped build the technology infrastructure behind that to make it so that Dapper could build CryptoKitties, in a sustainable way on Ethereum. Of course, Dapper's now created their own blockchain called Flow. I'm getting off topic. This is supposed to be about Jay-Z. So, where's another Jay-Z tie-in when it comes to crypto? Well, again, unless you've been hiding under a rock, we know that Jay and Dame have been embroiled in this NFT battle. And that's playing out, in the courts. And I've got another, couple episodes that go into this. But again, Jay-Z's so involved with crypto, he's actually, involved in what I think are cutting edge and precedent setting, legal battles around NFTs and who has the right to sell what and that sort of thing. And so I just say all this to say that, sure, Jay-Z's a cultural icon, but real talk, he, somehow has found himself, on the cutting, if not the bleeding edge, of the crypto and blockchain space. Now, this alone is evidence that Hov is far from a spectator when it comes to this crypto game. He's very heavily involved. And if past his prologue, we know that Hov, he's not about getting beat out of money, right? He normally doesn't make foolish investments. And he tends to come out, on the top, in these various, risks that he takes in terms of investing in himself and in other things. So if this doesn't tell us anything, it tells us that smart money is moving into the blockchain space. It also tells us that if Hov is invested in this stuff, then it must be wise to either get involved with blockchain and or invest in blockchain and crypto-based technologies. And this brings me to my next point. And this is core to why I even created this channel in the first place. Blockchain is so much more than crypto. A lot of people are focused on the crypto and that's the hot, sexy thing. And, you've got cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Dogecoin. You've got NFTs and people are selling artworks as NFTs and things like this. But blockchain is so much more than crypto. In fact, the crypto and cryptocurrency comes from the word cryptography, because cryptography is at the core of what makes this cryptocurrency even work. And Hov, nearly 2 decades ago, gave us some lessons on fundamental core concepts of cryptography, believe it or not. I need you to do me a favor, fam. Please click that subscribe button and the like button. It might be a small thing to you, but to us it's huge. We're trying to hit this 1,000 subscriber milestone, 1 subscriber at a time. So YouTube will recognize us and give us access to the tools that will allow us to bring you more and even better content. Thank you for your support, fam. We really appreciate you. So let's answer the question. What is cryptography? According to Bruce Schneier, the godfather of all things crypto, the art and science of keeping messages secure is cryptography. That bears repeating. I'm going to say it one more time. The art and science of keeping messages secure is cryptography. Now, why would anybody want to keep messages secure or secret? Well, there are tons of reasons why people want to keep messages secure. Think about it. If you're a country at war, certainly you want to be able to communicate with your generals, and you want your generals to be able to communicate, with their commanders and whatnot. You don't want your enemy to know what you're planning. It could be something as simple as a group of little girls talking about who their, elementary school, or middle school crush is, and not wanting, the boys to hear about it, right? It could be that, your inmates in a prison, and you don't want the guards to know, what you're talking about or plotting. Or you could just be a citizen who believes in freedom of speech and the right to privacy, and just don't believe that, conversations that you have, whether they're face to face or over some digital medium, are anybody's business. There are a number of reasons why people want to keep messages secure. Now, most lessons on cryptography inevitably end up talking about Alan Turing and his creation of the first modern computer during World War II, which enabled him to crack the Enigma code. The Enigma was a German cryptography device that allowed the Nazis to encrypt secret messages and pass them to military leaders on the battlefield, who could then decrypt them and read them without Allied soldiers spying and knowing their next moves. Now, once the code was cracked, the Allied forces were able to intercept enemy communications and eventually win the war. So you can see cryptography and the ability to crack codes is very important from a governmental and warfare perspective. But we don't need to talk about such complicated things to understand cryptography. Many elementary school girls in the hood are masters of cryptography. In fact, on the playground at elementary school in the hood is exactly where I had my first lesson on cryptography.
En die was er even in zei, iemand in hem, iedereen is er in spreken, aber it is eigenlijk, we in de email are everything on you see eBay, anything else up in spreken. Also, after is the I'm or stay with found there, I would you said we eyes get Italy.
Okay, that was Pig Latin.
So yeah, something as simple as Pig Latin, we think it's simple, but that's straight up cryptography. It's a way to keep messages secure. Little girls on playgrounds use it. Criminal gangs use it. And this takes us to Jay-Z and how Jay-Z, almost 20 years ago, was teaching us fundamentals of cryptography without even knowing it. Go back to the movie State Property that came out in 2002. This clip I'm about to show, this sets up is Jay-Z talking to Emil about putting a hit on Beans, ultimately. Beans being Beanie Siegel, for those who don't know. Anyway, check it out.
Hold up, y'all. Yeah, what up?
You just know what's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, look. Usually with your music that go with his name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know I got you.
Quiet though. Yeah.
Later.
What's that all about?
Now, honestly speaking, I can't tell whether Hove in that clip is speaking Pid Latin or if he's speaking this advanced sort of cryptographic, coded language called gibberish. Maybe you guys can help me out. You tell me, is he speaking Pig Latin or gibberish? Just to give you an example, here's a clip of somebody speaking in this gibberish language.
Gibberish, something light though. Not too crazy.
En dan ga ik in de game to go green. To the room with the guy for the game. To the house. To the guy. Why the guy not the guy?
Okay.
I don't know. I think I remember little girls talking the gibberish stuff back when I was in high school and elementary as well. Get a gee, get a guy, get a whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I think Hov was speaking Pig Latin. He was just speaking it pretty fast. Anyway, y'all tell me. So as you can see, ain't nothing new about crypto in the hood. Crypto ain't nothing new. We've been inventing our own coded languages. Let me know what you think. Do you have examples of any other languages that have been created in the hood? Please let me know in the comments. And also, if you don't mind, please hit those subscribe and like buttons. Holla. Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave you with some wise words from Omar from The Wire. Money has no owners, only spenders.